Anyway, so I'm just trying to give you examples how, like, with these spiritual troubles you're having, and anxiety, another thing is anxiety. I know now when I get anxiety that there's something wrong, there's something going on, there's a spirit maybe coming at me. Just to share with you one thing, just recently, someone came against me, and someone that I knew really well, and he was telling me that these people are, I told these people that he was like supposedly defending me to these people who were saying I was this person who was a troublemaker, I was a diva, all these things. And it was so funny because as this person was telling me this, I was just so perplexed and going, what is this coming from? But, and I just I kind of believed what he said, and it brought me anxiety, and I felt hurt. I kind of was hurt by it, like, because I'm going to tell you something right now. I am so far from being a diva. I have lived kind of a tortured existence, so there's really been no room for being a diva. If anything, I'm a big dork or a big goofball. I like to have fun, and I like to laugh at myself. I'm not stuck up whatsoever. I love everyone. Anyway, so this person had told me that, and I believed it. Well, about a month later, I had a problem with this person, and I really can't reveal too much about it right now because there's some things going on with it and still in process. It's in the Lord's hands, but anyway, this person came at me with a spirit of anger, and this one particular evening, and and I didn't react because I don't have a spirit of anger, so it didn't even. I just was calm. I was kind of stressed out because I was working on a project. I needed to get this project done, and this person was insisting on yelling and screaming at me, and he escalated everything in front of other people. And then when the other people were gone, I told the person, I said, look, you've got a spirit of anger, and I just want you to know you've had this way before I ever knew you, and this is not my problem, this is your problem. Well, anyway, he got kind of mad about something else later that evening. Again, kept screaming and hollering. And again, I'm not going to bring up where, what, because you're kind of going, well, what? But anyway, so he left that night. The last I saw him that night, he left. He had been slamming things and reacting. Now, I actually just started crying. And I really am so glad I did that because my heart's not hardened. Normally when stuff like that used to happen, I would harden myself and like, oh, this person, I hate this person or whatever. I didn't even do any of that. I just started crying because I was so stressed out about finishing this project because I didn't want to have to come back the next morning. I had an opportunity to go boating, and I didn't want to have to come back and, and miss the boat trip. So, and I was just crying. And I'm so glad because, like I said, that's a soft heart. You do want, if something like that is coming against you, it's good to cry. Crying is great. Crying, I tell you what, is the most awesome thing you could do to the Lord because it releases so much tension. And I spent hours upon hours crying in my life, not over this situation, but and I'm going to get into that later. But anyway, so what happened? Later on, I was driving home that night, and I have a little convertible, and I'm driving along, and I was just kind of like, it sucks, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I do say the word sucks sometimes, so don't freak out. But anyway, I was driving home, and actually, to tell you the truth, I became so frustrated. I was frustrated with the computer, is what it was, because the computer was not doing what it was supposed to do, and I needed, I was working on photos, and I ended up saying the F word. I was so mad. I didn't say it to the person. I said it to the computer. I was so frustrated, and of course, I do not like the F word. I don't walk around saying the F word, but I was just so frustrated. So, this thing, he was coming at me. I'm trying to get this job done. Nobody will listen. Help! I want to go boating tomorrow. Anyway, so I said the F word. Which as Christians do sometimes, by the way, I think, don't we? Anyway, I'm driving, and there's a reason why I brought that up. I'm driving home. As I'm driving home, this thought came to my mind, And this is where the Holy Spirit is operating, and they talk about the mind of Christ. And like I said, I was just completely set free of my mind, and now I'm really seeing how it works when the Holy Spirit comes and talks to you. So it's like the Lord said to me, I didn't hear it audibly, but in my mind it said, "You have believed lies." And immediately, when I realized that, and I grabbed on it and I went, yeah, and it was the lies that he had told me about what the people had said, or what he had told the people and what the people were saying about me. And immediately when I accepted it and went, yeah, it literally lifted the spirit of anxiety that had came into me from believing these lies left. And I was like, wow, it was so cool. And it was like, so the Lord showed me how bad it is for people to believe lies. And this goes back to the Garden of Eden, where we, any of us, if we've been in the Garden of Eden, we all know that we would have all done the same thing. And God said, don't do that, you have all of this, don't do this. And then someone came along and said, but, you should do this. And we believed a lie. And so the lie has now made us where we are today. So anyway, I was free. It was so amazing. I got home. It was very, very late at night, like 1 o'clock in the morning, whatever. I didn't really finish the project I was working on. I had to go back, and I went back early in the morning, the next morning, to finish it. And I did make it back in time to go on the boat here at Lake Mead. I live here right down the road from Lake Mead in Boulder City, Nevada, by the Hoover Dam. And I got on that boat, and I was just so free. I didn't care what this person said. I didn't care nothing. I wasn't worried about anything. I didn't care. The anxiety that I had believed from him was gone. I ended up having a great day. And actually, we're going to go again here in a couple days. I'm so excited. Yeehaw. Anyway, so that's kind of what I want to share. These are the kind of things I want to share with you about what happened. I want to get into my life, like where it started. I've been through, I'm going to get really personal with you and up front. And the only reason why I'm doing it, I had to ask the Lord, like, do I really want to share this? Do I really want to do this? Yes, I do. I do, because Christians out there need help to understand what it is they're having going on. What are these things coming against you? How do you fight them? And the powers of darkness. I don't sit around chasing demons. Some guy came at me on Facebook. Oh, you go after flatulence, gas. People having gas demons and all this. It's ridiculous. Okay, first of all, if you have flatulence, stop eating white bread and white bread products, and stop eating white sugar, and you'll probably get rid of a lot of your gas problems. Anyway, and he was just being ridiculous. And I don't demon hunt. I don't, it's not my life. I have a really fun life. I'm an artist. I'm a photographer. I'm actually a photographer. I don't know if I told you guys that. I'm a photographer. I've worked mostly in the wedding photography business here in Vegas. I've been doing that about 9-10 years. And actually took a break. I moved away, went to Colorado, tried to move back to Colorado. I love Colorado. And it didn't work out, so I came back, and it was totally the Lord. He restored. There's some things that happened here when I left, but anyway, I'm a wedding photographer, and I mostly do that, but I do other things. I do portraits, and I like doing other stuff. I'm going to move into other places. I don't have a website. I should have a website by now, but it hasn't worked out. Like I've had a business partner before. We were doing things. I put all this money into a photography business, and then she kind of disappeared one day. Of course, she had a lot of kids. She was a very talented person. I still know her. We talk. I love her a lot. She's a sweetheart. She's actually an amazing photographer. And it just hasn't been open to be able to even do anything like that. But now I really feel like I can do something. I've paid people to do websites. I probably have $1,600 out there and have got really nothing that I've liked. So now I'm to the point now I got to do it myself, which is, that's as I'm doing this. This was kind of really important. I get a lot, most of my work has been through a wedding chapel here. It's a very nice wedding chapel called Vegas Weddings. If you want to check it out, it's 702wedding.com. Very nice place. This place has really meant a lot to me. I did a lot of growing. The Lord, I had a lot of, when I came here, when I found that job, it really just, the Lord used this job a lot in my life, and it's been awesome. I love being a photographer, but I do other things. I'm an artist. I have all the, I don't know how people can watch TV anymore, especially since I got really free. I'm not tied. I wasn't really tied to the TV that much anyway, although I would watch things here and there. When my friend that took me in here and gave me this apartment on loan, there's no cable in the building, and I absolutely am so thankful. I love it. And let me turn up the air conditioner. I'm a little hot. Anyway, I love it because I just don't watch TV. I haven't watched TV for a year, although I do go and visit friends and I see things from time to time. And but I'm seeing them with eyes wide open, and so the TV really can't affect me because I go in there and I see it. I see it with the right kind of eyes. And there's some things I've seen on TV recently that I actually want to talk to y'all about, because and I'll show you what I'm talking about in a little bit. But anyway, I work, you know, ever since I discovered Pinterest. Like I said, I don't know how people can even watch TV if Pinterest is around, because there's so many projects I want to do. So I do a lot of fun things. I'm also into health, and I hope I can share some things. I don't hope, I will share some things. Some of the things I do for health-wise, and I've discovered some awesome things, some simple products that you add to your life and you will be feeling really good. Like I was talking a lot about the diatomaceous earth, and there's so many things this stuff does for you. It actually puts silica, it creates, or it is silica, it becomes silica in your body, okay? And it's done so many things. I had a problem with my hair falling out. I don't really, not that I was going bald or anything, because I actually have a lot of hair, but just everywhere it's going, there's hair is coming out. And so my mom had told me about, oh, have you heard about that? I'm like, no. So anyway, I got it, and I've been taking it just like a half teaspoon in water every day. And it is amazing. It changes your skin. Like all these women are doing all these expensive cosmetics and creams and all that. You don't need any of that. This stuff, like, it closes your pores because it adds the silica. Silica is, like they say, the glue that your body needs. It's crazy, but there's places in my eyebrows where it caused some hair, like there was places that didn't have like hair. I don't have fluffy eyebrows or whatever. Here's my face without the glasses, by the way. I wish I could see you without them, but well, I can't see you anyway because you're out there and I'm in here. But anyway, so one of the other really cool things, that it grew back these spots on my eyebrows. And then my friend is on it, and he said that he felt like new hair, and he's been taking it as new hair is growing in, because he's kind of balding on top. And the other thing that's really amazing, because I've always had kind of a little bit naturally white teeth, and I did read this later, but this has whitened my teeth even more now from the inside. Do you see how it works? It's like this is a natural mineral. It's like a cosmetic powder. It's pretty inexpensive. There's don't run and get it at the health food store. You need to order it online through, it's a place called Earthworks. I got a 10-pound bag. The shipping actually, I think, cost more. I think it was around $30 for the 10-pound bag. It's going to last me the rest of my life, and I give some of it out. And then also there's shipping. The shipping, you know, what is it, 20 bucks or something, because the shipping is out of control. But anyway, so that's like one of the things I want to tell you. Another thing it's really awesome for, and I read this also later after I started taking it, it does detox your body, so do not take too much. When I got it, I started taking 2 tablespoons, and all of a sudden I had a headache. I was like, what's wrong with me? Well, it threw me into a detox too quick. And what it does is detox. It also cleans out the, what do you call them? The bugs in your body. I don't know why I can't think of it. But anyway, there's a name for it. It'll come to me later. But anyway, it cleans out your system in a lot of different ways. And the other thing is I wear flats a lot because, you know, I don't know how the girls wear those high heels. I do have some little heel things I wear sometimes, but when I'm working, I have a big camera in front of me and I'm bending down, bending up and stuff, so I have to wear flat shoes. And I don't like to wear those little socky things. Girls, you know what I'm talking about, those little peds. And they rip in the toes and then they show. And so anyway, I poured some of that in my shoes, and oh my gosh, it keeps them all fresh and keeps your feet cool and everything. So there's a lot of good stuff about that. So that's one of the things I do, a little, half a teaspoon every day in water, or I throw it in a smoothie. And I give it to the cat that roams around the building here, and the cat belongs to the person living downstairs, and sometimes he comes up here. And because his fur was kind of matted and had, you know, like dandruff on it and stuff, and I am not kidding, within a week his coat was shining. Okay, so you need to look into this stuff. It really does work. Anyway, so I want to share a lot of those kind of things. But another thing that really that the Christians don't understand, if you don't know why maybe you don't have the power of the Holy Spirit in your life, is there's a possibility that you might be in Babylon. And it's pretty crazy because we're surrounded by darkness. I really think you should go look at my YouTube channel and look at some of the stuff I've posted. All that stuff there is true and it's real. People, you know, there's the Illuminati, and I actually hate that name, Illuminati. You know, it's even not fun saying it. What it is the powers of this world are the people in charge of this world. They are Luciferians, and so they believe that they are the illuminated ones, and that's where the name Illuminati comes from. Anyway, I was talking about the illuminated ones, and they are the ones in charge of our world today. Lucifer, I don't even call him Lucifer because his name is Lucifer anymore, but he probably wishes it was. But they are in charge of our world. They have completely infiltrated every area, every branch, government, media, entertainment industry, music industry, let's see, what else? The sports industry. You know, the welfare system. In every way, these people have infiltrated the churches. They've actually joined the churches, and there's many testimonies of them where they talk about how they were sent into the churches to make friends with the people in the churches. And so it's really important that you know who your enemy is. God wants you to know, because you don't even know what you're fighting. So anyway, I was talking about, you know, the churches before, and something that the Lord had showed me. You need to come out of these churches. They are not teaching the truth. Matter of fact, they're keeping you from learning the truth. And all their programs and all this is meant to keep you entertained. And if you really admit the truth, that when you go in there, you really don't get anything out of it. And I don't care, you know, you can, like I said, argue with me about that, because it ain't going to work. I've been there. I went to a church for 7 years in there in San Diego, and I'm going to go into detail about it. But I was seeking God so bad. I had such a messed up heart in my mind, and just the demonic spirits that were tormenting my mind. And I searched and I asked for help in so many ways, and for so many people, and nobody knew how to help me. And so it wasn't until I was removed out of the church through divorce that, and I didn't go right into, you know, perfect Christianity after that. I actually went through another journey. I got divorced. I got into another relationship. I actually got into the relationship before I was divorced, before I even left my husband. And, you know, I'm not really proud of that, but that did happen. And that will happen to people because, you know, if you have demonic spirits and nobody in the church is helping you, you're not getting free, then the demons will draw you into other things and bring other people with the same demonic spirits again that you're attracted. And I got into this relationship with my second husband. He ended up becoming my second husband, Elliot. And I mentioned his name, okay? I loved Elliot very much. Elliot was actually male form of me, and he was just a great person. And I get really sad, like I'm getting a little sad thinking about it. Elliot killed himself 1 year after we broke up. We had a very crazy relationship. We had some fun. He was a severe alcoholic. I already had the alcohol problem. There's been different times in my life where I've had alcohol. My father was an alcoholic. And so when Elliot came into my life, he really drew me into heavy alcoholism with him. And it's funny because a lot of people, his friends and family, blamed me for his death. And that was a lie, another lie that I accepted. The only person was his father and his sister that really came onto my side. They said, yeah, there's just no way. Elliot had, he was already far gone, and in our relationship, I would just cry and be like, oh my God, he's going to die, he's going to die. And he ended up actually killing himself a year after we were broke up. And he had called me a couple weeks before that. And he was such a beautiful man physically. He was like 6'4", and I have one picture left of him. I went through this period where, as I was seeking God and trying to get free and trying to get clean in my life, as far as clean, I didn't know it, that these spirits were in operation. I didn't know, but I was trying to get my heart right with God, and I got rid of a bunch of pictures of a lot of my relationships I've had, and I wish I wouldn't have done that, but I have one picture. And one day I'll share it with you. It's very cool. It's actually one of those old-time West photos. I don't really like myself in the photo, but it's such an awesome picture of him. And I'm so sad. Like, I miss him, He actually did, right before we broke up, he excuse me, I'm pulling a hair on my chin. He did act out a fake suicide in our condo that we lived in. And I'll tell you more about that. I don't even think, I know some of his friends I'm friends with on Facebook, and maybe, I don't know, they may see a different thing, but anyway,